this is a Git and GitHub tutorial, and in this, we'll see how the company professionals work with Git and GitHub, how to request a repo, how to switch between the branches, and what are the best practices of Git and GitHub. So let's start. Okay, so before starting with the tutorial, you need to install first of all Git Bash. So for you can go to the browser and you can search for the Git Bash here. You get the first link and you can download Git Bash from here. I have already installed it, and plus I have run it as an administrator. So let's start further. Okay, so first of all, we'll go to the directory. We'll list here. Yes, we'll go to our documents directory. ULS here with the screen directory called coding. Now we'll go to the coding directory. Okay, we don't have any directory here, so we'll make a directory called here mkdir. Yes, with okay. So here are the permissions, and now we'll go code dot and open this in our Visual Studio. Wait, it gets open. Okay, so the Visual Studio has opened. Now let's go to the new terminal. Okay, so here we are in the folder which we had created earlier. So let's list the items in it. Ls we have a folder with which is named Git tutorial. We'll go to the folder as we want to work in that. Will ls don't have anything in that folder, so it's clear. Okay, so now let's give git neat. Okay, so we have already initialized it right earlier. I had initialized it, so it is showing that it is re-initialized, right? And next is to check the git status here. So we have not created any file here, or not we have even done any commit. So it's saying that nothing to commit. Create a copy files and use git add to track, right? So now let's add a file in it. Go and add an index.html folder, and we'll get the code with exclamation mark and enter, and we'll save the file, and we'll again hit the command which is git status, and let's check what's it out. Okay, so showing that we have created a file which is not tracked yet, so we need to add this file to our git repository. So now let's add this file. We'll say that git add index.html. Okay, now let's again check the git status. We have added the index.html file, but we have not committed it. So let's commit it. Git commit dash m, and our first, let's do that. Okay, so our file is committed here. After committing our file, we'll check the status again, which is git status. And okay, everything has been committed, no commits anymore. So clear again, and let's go to the GitHub account and create a repository there. Okay, so create a repository, Git, right, and click on create repository. You can make changes if you want. I'm not making it now. So let's create a repository here. Now they have given all the instructions that how to use or create a new repository. So first of all, we have done initialization. We have added it, have committed it. Now we have to change our branch name to main from master. So let's copy it and paste it here. We have changed our branch to main instead of master. So main reason to change the branch to main is it is a very well practice to work on main branch instead of the master branch, and it is totally dependent on your company that how they use and what they do. So it's not mandatory to use a main branch, but it is a very good practice to use and work with the main branch. Okay, so next is to add the remote repo, right? Oh, and copy the command and paste it. Okay. So this will give you your Git repository. Realize, right? Last is to push it uh, origin copy. Will copy our commits which we have done, and it will push it to a to a repository. Right? Wait, get after pushing it, we will refresh our repository here, and we will see the commit. So this is the commit which we have done. Okay. So here we are done with our first commit with our project, and now we'll take this in a further advanced level. Right. So if you are in a big company, you don't want to you don't push your all the code to a main branch, because the code which is there in your main branch is you are using that code in the production environment, and you don't want random commits in that. So we'll make a new branch, and every developer will work on their own branch. Before hitting the code to the production environment, you will review the code of your developers, and you will test it and check it is perfect, and then only you will commit it to your main branch. So now let's create a new branch. So in most of the companies, you will get a ticket or a task. So on that basis, you will create a name of your branch and you will create a new branch. So let's create a new branch here. So here we have got a task to add a login to our project. So first of all, we'll create a new branch for it. Let's go to the Visual Studio and give the command git checkout. Checkout it will swap between two branches, and hyphen B is to create the tag to create a new branch. So let's keep our branch name as login task. The name of the branch can be your task which you are assigned. So let's do that. Okay, so we are in the login task. We have switched to from main to login task. Okay, after creating a branch, then we will create a new file here, right? Which is app.js, and we'll write console.log login file, right? We'll save it. So after saving it, we'll see first of all git status, and it will show that we have a untracked file here. It will show here also that you have a untracked file, right? So now let's go and add it. You can also add with a dot here. Now again check the git status. Okay, so now we need to commit it, right? So let's give git commit, and the name would be first login, and your ticket name is login. These are the very important words that anyone can track you that you have done it. And okay, so we have committed it. Now again, let's check its status. No commits are left. Okay, great. Okay, so further we'll push it to our repository. So git push to origin and our branch name, which is login. Now let's see. So we have successfully pushed it to the repository, right? Now let's go to repository and check it once. So here there's a pop-up which is showing that there is a push less than 1 minute ago by this login task one branch. Okay, so this is our push app.js file which we have pushed. It is shown here. Now let's get into the pull request, right? So now let's click here, compare and pull the request. So starting with the pull request, first of all, what is a pull request? So pull request is the changes which we have made into our repository. It shows our changes. Plus, we have to create a pull in a very detailed manner. Means if someone is reviewing it, then he or she may come to know that what changes we have made before and after. So first of all, for having a very detailed pull request, we need to add a link to our ticket which we are assigned. So let's do that. First of all, go to the link icon and click on it and write link to ticket. Let's review it. Okay, so this is our link to the ticket. So if we don't create a link to our ticket, then for the reviewers, there are many steps to go through the ticket. So to avoid that all, we create a link to the ticket. So it would be easy for the reviewer to check our ticket, right? So let's now create the pull request. Let's create the pull request. So, okay. So we have successfully created our request, pull request, right? So now whoever is reviewing our code will get this request and can check here and can also give the comment it's proper, it's not proper. And then we can here also check our files which have been changed, right? So this is the file which is changed. We can check the commits. The first commit we have done, which was first login. Okay. So now let's merge our pull request. We'll confirm our merge. Want to merge here. Okay. So it is merged, right? So now we have merged our request successfully. So now we can delete the branch or also we can reuse it if you want. Right? Here as of now we'll delete our branch, right? So let's go and delete it. Okay. So our branches is deleted successfully here. And now let's go to the code and see, right? Okay, so we are here and we can see that this is our first commit and the second commit is from the task 2 which we have done with this login task. So everything is successfully committed here. Okay. Okay, so let's go to our main branch again. We'll switch our branch with git checkout main, right? Let's change our branch from login task to our main branch. Okay, so after changing our branch from login task to main, we are not able to see app.js file here, which we have created earlier. And here it shows a dash line on that the file doesn't exist here. So for any fresh code that we have committed or pushed that, we have to repull it. And as the main branch is our main production environment, so we need to repull that here. So let's do that. So now let's pull it. So let's clear the screen first. Git pull origin and main. So let's pull it. Let's wait till it gets pulled. Okay. So it's pulled and we can see our app.js file here, right? That's great. So here I have an extension called Git lens, and it shows that who has made the changes here with the name and at what time. So this was our first comment and it was done by me, so it's my name. And even if other one has done changes, then it would be his name. Here it's my name, and same for app.js file. I have created it 2 hours ago and I am the creator. Okay, so and with the commit name and at what time we have done. So that's a very useful extension. You can also add it. Okay, so now let's take that we have a third task. We have a new task again to do that on our project. So let's create a new branch for, let's hit the command git checkout hyphen b, and which is a task 3, right? Okay. So our branch is created. Okay, so now we want to switch our branch which are already created. Then we don't need the quotations here. So let's check git checkout main. So we don't need this quotation here as we have already our main branch existed. So let's go. Okay, so you don't need quotations, right? Now again, let's switch it to the task 3 branch, and you don't need the quotation as it already exists. Yes, so you don't need the quotations if the branches are already existed. You only need quotations if you want to create a new branch. Okay. So now let's clear the screen and do some changes here. We will change our index.html file. We will add a header tag here. This h1, right? And we'll say that this is a Git tutorial, right? And a second tag to say that welcome, and we'll save the file, right? And now again we'll check the Git status. Yes. Now, first of all, when we had checked the Git status at the beginning, it was showing that the file is untracked. So now the file is not untracked, right? It is showing that it has been modified. Index.html file has been modified and not untracked because it's already tracked, right? So now let's go and add the file index.html and again check the status. Okay. So after adding our index.html file, which we have changed, now we don't want to commit it, right? We have to perform our previous task first, and then we will commit our changed file here. So for keeping the file on hold and side, we can use git stash. So git stash is basically a command which will keep your changes on hold and at a side. So let's hit the command git stash. Okay. So now let's check the status again. Okay, it's showing that nothing to commit because that file is on hold and at a side. So if you want to again bring back that stashed file, you can use git stash pop, and the file is again here. And let's check the status. Okay, so the file is here back again, right? Okay, so again now we'll add our index.html file and check the status. Okay, further we'll commit our changes with our message which we have done, which is added a header tag, added header text, and our task name is task. Let's commit it, and after committing the file we will push it to our git repository, which is git push u origin our task, our branch, right? So let's push it. Okay, so our changes are pushed here, right? After pushing it to our repository, now let's go to a repository and refresh it once again. Okay, here it is showing that task 3, our branch 3 has a recent push less than a minute ago. Let's compare and give a pull request, create a pull request. Again, same, we'll add a link here. Link ticket and review it. The link and let's create a pull request. Wait for it. Okay. So here is the confirmation to merge our pull request. Review will get this request and let's see our file changes. Here it is showing our file change. We have changed this in our file. Okay, that's great. We can see our commit. The commit is here. I have made 6 minutes ago. Now let's merge our pull request. So before merging our pull request, here it is showing that we have added two things and we have not deleted anything yet. So -0 means we have not deleted anything, and +2 means we have added something new, which is 2 lines, right? And we have not deleted any single line, so it shows -0 and +2. So now let's add and merge our pull request. Let's confirm it. Okay, so our request is successfully merged, and now let's delete our branch as usual and go to the code part. Let's wait till it gets deleted. Before going to see our changes of the pull request, I have a suggestion for you that please don't make 5,000 and 10,000 lines of code and then create a request for it, because no one is going to accurately check your 5,000 lines code and 10,000 lines code, because it is a very big amount. So create a smaller code of 500 and 300 lines and then create a request for it, so a person can effectively review it and give you comments on that. So please take a suggestion, and now let's go further. So here we can see our changes, right? First it was first commit here, and now after changing our file, it's added header text. So we have changed and committed it successfully here. So you can go to the branch and see your branches. As we have deleted at both branches, we will not be able to see any branch here. There is only main branch here, right? You can also, if I am a manager, I can see the pull request also from here. So I can see the open request and the close request. So open are not yet reviewed, so I can review it. I can even review the closed one. So closed one are the submitted and the reviewed one requests. So this both are reviewed, right? First login and added header parts, header tags, sorry. So both are reviewed and closed, and there is no request open here. I can also alter this close tag and I can also comment there, as I am a manager. So I can do that. That's fine. So that's all for the day. Thank you and have a pleasant day ahead.